Marco Beltran, they know him as El Diablo, the devil. He can show up and you're gonna have nightmares about Marco Beltran. 6-time UFC veteran. He was able to win the vacant LUX Fight League Bantamweight title, beating Eric Perica Ruano in Mexico City. And I think he's ready for more.
Well, he wants more. Marcos wants more. He went up on there in the cage when Diego Lopes had just won a fantastic fight and won the championship belt and said, I want a piece of you.
Yeah, Marco Beltran has been around for a long time. Marco is from Mexico City, has been training with Valle Flow Striking in Chicago with the likes of Jair Panterita Rodriguez, Juliana Peña. A 3-3 UFC record. Not bad at all.
That's good. I mean, this kid, he's tough, he's good. I mean, he's got sneaky flying knees, man. You don't see him. He's got hops. That's what I see it, man. He's really athletic. He's very powerful. And I feel, you know, he's later in his career now where when you move up in a weight class, this could be either beneficial for him in the long run, just because he's healthier. You know, it's a lot less of a mental strain to try to cut all that weight, to try to make weight at 125. I mean, 145 pounds and taking on Diego Lopes and having just the strength and to deal with somebody like Diego Lopes and say, hey, I want this challenge. That tells you this kid is a true mixed martial artist.
Talking about true mixed martial artists, there's no one hotter in LUX Fight League right now than this kid right here. 24-year-old Diego Lopes from Manaus, 17-3 his record. He's a guy that came from Brazil and established himself in Puebla, Mexico. People love him up there. Opened his own gym, Brazilian Warriors. There's Alessandro da Costa, his heir apparent. This kid seems like he can do it all. He can box, he can kick, he can submit you anytime, he can grapple. I mean, he's gonna be tested, although I said it before, this might be his biggest challenge, but let's not forget that he took care of Ronnie Jason, a longtime UFC veteran as well.
Yeah, I mean, he schooled him. He schooled Ronnie Jason, man, and it was, Ronnie Jason gave him his best shot, and this young, hungry freaking lion here that is gone and tested himself around the world, fighting in other big promotions, and I feel like he found his home here at LUX Fight League. A very likable person. If you meet this guy, he's very humble, he's very nice, he's a good guy to talk to. But when he's in the cage, he's a bad man. And be careful what you wish for, because Marcos asked for this fight. And I'm gonna remind you at the end of this fight that Marcos is the one that called this, and let's make this happen. The fans wanted it, all of LUX Fight League wanted it, so they're making it happen. But this is very telling of a young athlete who's willing to take on every challenge that's in front of him. You know, he has that championship mentality.
And when you talk about him finding his home, it's not only about LUX Fight League, but it's about Mexico. He has been here for 5 years and he hasn't gone back to Brazil. He's found his niche.
Definitely has.
Yeah, I think he has to be the most well-loved fighter in LUX Fight League, Diego Lopes. We're gonna go check out the tail of the tape now.
Well, let's take a look at it. 24 years of age for Diego Lopes, 33 for Marco Beltran. Look at the height advantage there goes to Diego Lopes. It's gonna take advantage in that jiu-jitsu, on the ground game. This fight is at 145 pounds for the championship belt. 17 wins, 3 losses for Diego Lopes. 16 wins, 6 losses for Marco Beltran.
Señoras y señores, Monterrey, here comes the big fight of the night. Y es presentado a ustedes por Gobierno del Estado, Nuevo León Extraordinario, Cleto Reyes, Electrolit, Paradise Mix y iOS Offices. Todos los combates son supervisados por la Federación Mundial de Artes Marciales Mixtas, comisionada Sandra Brígido. Los jueces Israel Guzmán, Edgar Cantú y Fernando Bautista. Referee en turno Miguel Jiménez. And here we come again. Monterrey, we are live! Para todos los seguidores, asistentes esta noche, fanáticos en casa y quienes ven a través de las redes sociales alrededor del mundo. Cuando la jaula se cierra sus puertas y surge la máxima competencia entre los hombres, it's LUX time! 5 rounds for the LUX Fight League Featherweight Championship of the World, presenting the first ever champ versus champ in Latin America. Presentando primero en la esquina negra, un hombre especialista en artes marciales mixtas, con récord profesional de 16 peleas ganadas, 6 perdidas, una altura de 1 metro con 76 centímetros y un peso oficial de 145 libras. Él es ex peleador de UFC, ex miembro de The Ultimate Fighter Latinoamérica 1, Fighting Straight Out of Michoacán, México, Marco Psycho Beltran. Al otro lado de la jaula, en la esquina blanca, un hombre especialista en Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, con récord profesional de 17 peleas ganadas, 3 perdidas, una altura de 1 metro con 82 centímetros y un peso oficial de 145 libras. Él es 2 veces campeón mundial de peso pluma. Fighting straight out of Manaus, Brasil y Puebla, México. Él es Diego Lopes.
Ok, caballeros, ya conocen las reglas, protéjanse todo el tiempo, hagan caso de mis indicaciones, choquen los guantes si así lo desean y esquina.
Oh my goodness.
¿Listo? 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 Esquina. Mesa lista. ¿Estás listo? ¿Listo? ¡A pelear!
This is the first super fight in the history of LUX Fight League. And we have it here for you at LUX 7, only on UFC Fight Pass. Alongside UFC veteran Alex Soto, I am Francisco X Rivera. Glad that you can join us for this bout between Diego Lopes and Marco Beltran.
Nice little filling out process right off the bat. Both fighters seem to be a little tentative. You know what's remarkable about this matchup right now, watching them both face to face, is that there's not a huge size discrepancy.
Lopes very cautious, coming off a title victory against Alejandro Mandarina Solano, which didn't come easy. Despite being the more skilled fighter, he couldn't fight the trickery and the experience of Solano. Wow, look at Lopes with a combination. Going
Easy
quickly for the double leg takedown right here in front of us.
Easy setup there from Diego. It was almost as though he was thinking something was being trapped or something. But that was nice little setup. Forced that takedown. Got him down. Now it's time to work. Now let's see what Marcos is gonna do with the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt on top of him, with the incredible amount of MMA experience that Diego Lopes has. Early in the bout too.
Yeah, and Marco Beltran has seen and fought some of the biggest names in the bantamweight division. 6-time fighter for the UFC. But this Diego Lopes is special.
Nice little elbow there from Psycho Beltran. That was really good.
Yeah, Marco trying to work.
Nice.
Trying to turn around, closing the guard now, but taking a lot of damage from Diego Lopes.
It's going to be really tough to be able to stand up right now for Marco. Marco needs to either start working against the cage, not get out in the deeper parts of the mat, use the cage for an advantage to avoid any like back takes or avoid any arm bars, being able to escape from those.
And look at Lopes, he keeps on working, deceiving his opponent.
And Lopes just kicked it to another gear right now.
Aggressive right off the bat. He was very strategic, very systematic, if you will, against Mandarina Solano, taking his time. This time around, he knows he cannot let Beltran off his leash.
Well, Beltran went straight back in that initial exchange, which to me was surprising, because I would imagine that he should have been expecting something like that. He didn't cut an angle or anything or try to avoid it. He basically went straight back, got put up into the cage, and fell for the trap. You know, we'll see if Beltran is able to try to do something here, but man, it's going to be really tough, especially in the open mat.
And now it's going to be up to the referee. How much are these guys going to work on the ground as Diego Lopes gets out of that trap, misses on the elbow, but punishes with two straight rights. Wow!
He's tight. He's tight on the heel hook. He's got a little bit off. He's got a little bit of room. Oh, he's readjusted. It's over.
Wow!
He knee bars him.
That was quick. Not what we were expecting. And just like Jose Aldo did once in a fight in San Diego, also from Manaus, Diego Lopes jumps out of the cage, full of excitement and joy, and he gets to celebrate his victory.
That was a fantastic display of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in mixed martial arts.
Wow.
I mean, he adjusted from the heel hook and then switched it over to a knee bar. Beautifully executed.
Unbelievable. That's what he is, El Campeón.
Yeah, this is a man that has true talent, champion, and a lot of him is, I mean, it's a young fighter who's full of energy. Let's watch the replay now. Well, here's the one where I told you, I was like, wow, he just walked him to the cage and took him down, and then took him out and away from the cage where he can work with him. And he was able to really show what he's made of. Here's that heel hook attempt. Now he doesn't quite have it. He adjusts here, still down, and he's like, oh, I got it. Just another day in the office for Diego Lopes. Look at that extension on that leg. He had nowhere to go. Marcos couldn't have twisted the other way. Would have been stuck in a heel hook. I mean, that's all you do.
You know, this guy, as I said, no one hotter than him is, I wouldn't say the fighter or the flavor of the month. He is going to be the flavor of the year in a couple years here at LUX Fight League.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. This kid has proven himself time and time again. He is very, very special fighter.
Now, who do you put him against? That's going to be the question, man.
Wow, yeah, that's going to be a tough fight for anybody in the featherweight division.
Señoras y señores, el referee ha detenido el combate en un tiempo oficial de 3 minutos y 35 segundos del primer asalto para declarar como ganador por la vía de la sumisión con una barra de rodilla. And still, Lux by League Featherweight Champion of the World, Diego Lopes.
2 minutes and 35 seconds.
Wow.
That's all it lasted.
Diego.
Now our ring announcer, Felipe de Maria, will be talking to Diego Lopes. What a display right here by the champ, the super champ.
And still.
Diego, excelente combate una vez más. Mostraste lo experto
Quite
en tu
a
jiu-jitsu.
fight once again.
Te fuiste de un hook, heel hook a una barra de rodilla, una transición
You went
increíble.
for
¿Cómo lo encontraste?
your jiu-jitsu, switching
Pues,
from
la
heel
verdad,
hook
ya tenía en
to
mente
knee
de
bar.
que si
What were
fuera
you
del bar,
thinking?
iba a buscar las piernas. No fue algo que me ocurrió en un momento, ya es algo que ya tenía planeado. Pero bueno, quería mantener la pelea arriba, pero la verdad, fui a jugar algo muy fuerte, ¿no? Yo creo que cuando estamos arriba, si tiene que cruzar el piso sería un camino más fácil.
He said he wanted to stand up and fight, but he saw an opportunity.
¿Cómo te sientes al
And he
sostener tu
converted.
palabra y después de tu primera defensa?
Pues
What's
es algo
next for you?
sencillo. Yo siempre he dicho para todos de mi equipo, yo no soy de estar hablando en público, yo no soy de estar hablando en redes sociales, tampoco en entrevistas. Yo hablo dentro de la academia, yo cumplo con mis compañeros, yo llego para todos, siempre digo, yo soy el único campeón de esta
Giving a
categoría,
lot of credit
y voy
to
a ser el
everyone
único hasta que yo brinco para la UFC.
in his academy.
Yo estoy listo.
Gracias, Diego.
Muchas gracias, no te ve. Una cosa, en la pelea pasada yo tenía una deuda con usted. No fue la pelea que muchos querían ver. Y yo prometí y yo dije que yo iba a dar una pelea mucho mejor que la vez pasada. Aquí está.
He said he promised a better fight against Mandarina the last time around, and he feels like he didn't give it to the public, but now he's like, okay, here it is, here it was. I'm looking at the list. David Mendoza, that's probably the only guy that I can put against Diego, but even then, he's not at the same level.
Wow. No, there's nobody right now at 145 pounds. I mean, that can test this kid. This kid is on fire. You know, this man, the sky's the limit for this kid.
Yeah.
And it's hard to believe he's only 24 years old. Wow.
What a finish.